I knew you couldn't get enough of our sexy content. Let's have a quickie.
Hey, all you salty sexers out there. I thought I would jump in for another quickie. So let's lube up and jump right into it. Today I wanted to talk about kind of a funny experience that I had recently, and it's kind of in relation to oral sex, so I thought it was applicable to sharing the story here. I was at a friend's house for a party, and the adults were upstairs being adults, and we were chit-chatting about this, that, and the other thing, and the conversation about oral sex came up, and I made the joke that I often make that, you know, you have to start out like a kitten trying to catch a butterfly and finish like a bulldog eating oatmeal. And the women in the room went wild. And as we continued to talk about it, it was kind of funny to see some of the expressions on the faces of the men in the room. So one of the things that I talked about was it's all about listening. If you want to be good at cunnilingus with your partner, giving oral sex, you've got to listen to their non-verbal and verbal cues. And that can be, them lifting their hips off the bed or scooting towards you, or maybe they arch their back a little bit. Those are non-verbal cues. My favorite non-verbal cue is when my partner takes a hold of my hair and steers me in the right direction. And then here's the big tip. This is the big tip when it comes to giving amazing cunnilingus. And the trick of it is when your partner says, "I'm getting close." Don't change anything. Don't go faster. Don't go harder. Just maintain exactly what it is that you're doing right at that moment. Don't change anything. It is one of the big things that I've learned in my life. Giving oral sex is consistency is really important to people with vaginas towards orgasm. Variety can be good leading up to, but as you're approaching that moment, don't change what you're doing. It's super, super important. The other thing, too, is communication has to be there. You have to have a good understanding of communication. My wife, when she orgasms, becomes really sensitive, super fast. And so touching and playing around in that area can instantly, after an orgasm, become uncomfortable for her. And so we have developed some hand signals so that she doesn't have to talk while I'm giving her oral sex. So what she will do is when she is about to come, she will put her hand on my forehead, just gently. And when she does come and she's no longer, she starts to hit that moment where it's going to become sensitive, she just gives me a push. We also have a signal for me to slow down so that her orgasms last a little longer. But it's important that you're having those conversations with your partner, and always be honest. If something doesn't seem right down there, say most of the time that you're going down on your partner, there's a particular, whether it's I don't want to say odor, but a fragrance or a taste. Be mindful of that, because if it changes, especially for the worst, if it suddenly takes on a bad smell, that could be a sign that something's going on, and it can be a difficult thing to talk to your partner about, but it is important for their health. So make sure that you have that conversation. And don't have a dirty mouth. Be brushing your teeth, taking care of your oral hygiene. You don't want to transmit something like a bacterial infection from your mouth to them. So communication. It can't be stressed enough. It's important in all forms of sex. Whether you're involved in hardcore BDSM and safe words are being used, or if you are having, more typical sex with your consistent partner. Make sure that you have open lines of communication. And, if you aren't having open lines of communication, start that dialogue, and it will improve your sex life greatly. So I hope you guys got a kick out of my story, and I hope my tips are helpful to you in the future. And we'll see you next time for our quickies.
Thanks for the quickie. See you next week.